Okay.
Our next presenter is Miss Peri Othman-Gohringer. She is a student in journalism faculty of the Freie University in Germany. And Peri, I will let you present yourself more precisely, okay?
Yeah, for sure, for sure. So again, thank you for having me for today, and I'm sorry too much for being late. My name is, as the colleague just mentioned, Peri Othman-Gohringer. I'm just studying in the university Freie University in Berlin. My specialize is journalism and international communication. I fled from Syria in 2016, and I had to move on or just stop my achievement. So I just decided to for sure move on and continue my study. This is just like a short brief about me. Today, I'm going just to introduce you some experiences and highlighting some experiences in the migration, in the circle of migration and the refugees in Europe. And as you see, the name of the presentation is just about the migration and the refugees and why they're just choosing Europe in order to settle there. You can just skip the first page. I just wanted, firstly, to ask the audience or who's just are with us, what is the differences between the migration and the refugee? Why we cannot say to the people who just immigrate someday that they are refugees? Can you just give me an answer?
Someone want to take the challenge? Wait.
Yeah.
Just a minute.
I mean, why they just have to flee? However, what is the differences between a refugee and
it has to do with the choice. Whether it's your choice or somebody caused you to flee the country and leave the country.
Exactly. So the differences is the migrants, as the colleague just mentioned, that they just wanted to seek for better life. However, the refugee, they had to flee from their home country in order to seek for the better life. So, and this is it, what I just mentioned here, that the types and the types of migration, why we cannot just call the refugees the immigrant, and they already just have choose what they want from their own self. So there is a type of them, what we just mentioned here, that there is international or internal migration, external migration, immigration, return migration, and also seasonal migration. In Europe, there is also some programs they trying to just work on it here, and which is the return migration also for the refugees, which is they just providing them, for example, a small project in order to go back to their own country and try to rebuild their life again. But the most of the refugees, they are actually not capable to do this because there is no basis in their home country. I just wanted to mention this because it's just relative with immigration, however, also with refugees. So you can just skip the panel again. So we already just mentioned what the differences are between the migrants and refugees. I just notice with the so klein sentences, I mean small sentences, I just cannot speak clearly like English because I'm trying to learn also German. So the refugees is a person who has moved to new country because of the problem in their former home. And human migration is a movement of a people with, from one place and another word to another. So this is just the differences between them, that you would like to do this or you have to do this. So you can skip the panel, please. I just mentioned here a couple of statistics. Why 2019? Because it's relevant with me as well too, because I'm one of them, and that's why. Why the refugees or the most of the migrants, they just choosing Europe? It's just be so phenomenal question that why they do choose Europe or USA or Canada, or just not like Middle East. What I just wrote here, it's from the UN, which is the UNCHR. What they have just like a release in their press release, that the most of the people who just trying to flee to Europe, they have for sure aims, which is a better life, more safe, and also better future for their children. There is more possibilities, facilities here in, for example, Germany, for the refugees who has nothing or who going to start from zero again. So there is a government, they just protecting them, they providing them with some funds, they trying to help them from the beginning in order to be able to just continue their life and in this stable way. They do not choose just, for example, Middle East, or let me just say also Gulf countries, because there is no associations program there. They do not provide the refugees or the migrants the opportunity in order to achieve their aims or their goals. That's why they just flee to the country who are able to provide them with everything. Maybe it will be their goals in their lives. The statistics here, they shows that a lot of refugees, they try to come to the, for example, here, I'm going just to show you, for example, Denmark, Germany, Netherlands, Belgium, Italy, and also let me just Spain, because I'm just trying to talk about Europe here. In 2019, they tried to make statistics about the students who just are going to attend the universities in order to continue their studies. And I was one of them, and a lot of my friends as well too. They just recognized that the Syrian refugees or the students, they are the most refugees who or actually just join the universities and the schools, or also the works here in Germany. One of their question was, why are you trying to study or actually continue what you have begun, instead of trying to find a job who will provide you, who are going to provide you economical, it will be better for you, and also going to settle your life. The question is that somebody who has, or some persons, or there's many persons who has really goals, and they were not able even to play the role in their country, it will be so difficult to not just continue right now. So our aim is to just continue what we just have begun, and hopefully we're going to do it also what we wanted to do. In my country, Syria, it was forbidden to speak in my mother language, Kurdish. Why? The reasons are for sure too a lot. I'm not going to just go through deeper, because just another things. I don't want to like have this feeling again in a country. They just they address themselves that it's a free country. So I would like to achieve my goals and also do whatever I like. So I just wanted to mention one of the questions and the statistic, and was that one. Can you just skip the panel, please, again? There were also a lot of newspaper, a lot of channels, also media forums. They just asked this question several times: why the refugees just settling in Europe? As we see, according to the International Rescue Committee, the civil war in Syria has been one of the largest diverse on the global refugee crisis, which has left 65 million people displaced worldwide, with neighboring countries no longer able to support uprooted Syrians after more than 10 years of fighting. Almost 1 million Syrian refugees have fled to Europe to seek safely and rebuild their lives. The ongoing violence in countries in crisis such as Iraq and Afghanistan has also pushed desperate people to flee their homes and make a new start in Europe. And it's really like this. The people, they do not choose Europe in order to be lazy. I know there's also people, they just thinking that when they come to Europe, they're going to collect more money, or they're going to be rich. You know, the aim is they're seeking for safety, and also they would like for sure to achieve their children's better life, and also for themselves. Can you skip the panel, please? Here there is a lot of opportunities for the refugees, and also in the opposite side for the countries who just welcoming the refugees. Do they get benefit from the refugees and the refugees from them? For sure. And the surveys, which is just occurred in, I think also 2019 or 20, they're just showing that the people for sure get benefit from the refugees, and the refugees as well too from the countries. So how do the countries just get benefit from the refugees? For sure, for working place, for the university, for everything, because they just helping to build this country in the future. And for sure, the refugees getting this as well too. Can you just skip the panel, please? I just just wrote this stuff here because I think it's already also just mentioned in the newspaper and everything. This is just like a statistic they showing that the refugees for sure getting benefit from the countries and the countries as well too. So as we see in 2019, the welcome guides advise around 6,300 companies individually. During this times, around 2,300 apprenticeships position and around the 760 jobs were filled. That means they had gaps and the refugees just fill it out for them. There were also around 650 entry-level qualifications in preparation for the for an apprenticeship position. Due to the pandemic, the welcome guides used the first half of 2020 to establish new forms of communication with companies and applicants. And this is also the big, it's the big achievement for them, but was also cheaper for the companies to have home office in order, better than to just provide the workers money for the road, because it's here in Germany, for example, there is also amount they have just to schedule it for the people who just working and they are far away from their work. The COVID, of course, there is a lot of negative side, or it's just from 0 till 100% is negative, but there's also only one side for sure from their eyes. There is a positive side, which is that the people just staying home and working for them instead of just going to the home and pay everything for them. The third is that the integration of refugees in training work and also other individual activities becoming more typical and relevant in the corona pandemic, as many companies are currently rather reluctant to hire new staff. And this is also the same what we just mentioned, that the refugees, maybe they're going to accept the offer more than the original citizens here, because it's going to be cheaper for the companies there, the citizens here. Can you stop the panel, please? I just wanted also to highlight some experiences which were really successful, and they are just here from 2012 or 2015 and whatever. From 2012. First of one of them is Sausan Faru. She received a DAT award from the foreign students. She was in Turkey, and she got the scholarship from them, and then she headed here over in Germany, and she received for sure a award because she was so successful. The second one, please. The Haifa Alo, she's 26 years old. She's from Haseke, which is my home country as well too. She's come to Germany in beginning of 2016. And she studied also journalism, however, in another state in Germany, not in Berlin. And she was as well too so successful, and she went through so difficult circumstances in her life. But as we see her, she's right now so successful. The second one, please. The guy, why I just put one guy and instead maybe a lot of, I just choose one guy because I know him personally, and I can also tell that he can be really a sacrificing person who just did anything in order to achieve his goals, which is Maxine Isa. He just fled from Syria like in 2000, and he tries to get the universities here, and the university in Syria, they didn't just get them, they didn't provide him the documents which he's needed. However, he didn't give her up, and he just continued to try to get in the university, and he did. And then he's already also graduated, and he's working right now with the Al Hurra channel. The another one, please. So Dilovan Mustafa, she's so I'm not going to say famous, however, everybody knows her here because she just passed the record in the high school here in Germany. She fled 6 years ago, and now she passed the high school with +1. It's the highest record here in Germany. And just put yourself here instead of her mother or her father, how happy they were and how proud they were of her, for sure, for this position. I mean, only to be well integrated and also good in her school, and she just trying to achieve her goals and not thinking about what she went through. This is the big moment for her. The next one, please. This is it, I think. I just mentioned here also the references where I got my statistics, when I got the answers, and when I get also for sure the other statistic, because I had to. Thank you so much for your attention. If you have any questions, I'm just waiting for your questions. If not, I'm so happy to be with you for today. And I'm sorry again for being late.
Thank you very much, Peri. I can see that Chen wants to ask you something.
For sure.
Well, thank you. It's so lovely to be in an international conference when you meet young, inspirational students like you. Well, thank you for the presentation.
Thank you.
Question, which is, this study is, what is the methodology of the study? It was not that clear to me, because you use some just data from government and then some private stories, and I didn't know how you're going to compose all the things together.
Yeah, the methodology of the presentation was that first, it's not really related to one subject, let me tell you. However, it's just explicit for the differences between the migration and the refugees, and just in the end highlighting some experiences who they went through a lot of difficult circumstances, and they just had a good ending. The matter is, when you just talk about the refugees and the immigration, there is dozens of subjects you would like to relate it to this panel, or I mean to this subjects, migration and the refugees. So I actually wanted also to talk about the woman, the role of the woman in this period, and also a lot of stuff, but I if I'm going to start with it, I will not be finished it actually, because it's really a lot of information, a lot of stuff, and we would like to talk about it. But the matter is, the time is not ours. And I also appreciated that you're listening, and also don't want you to be just boring because of some stuffs.
Thank you. Can I ask
you
from your personal experience, do you think that being a female refugee is harder with the integration and acculturation process than being a male refugee?
I think no, it's the opposite. The females here, they have more freedom, and to be honest, they have more chances than the males. Sorry for the males persons, but no, at all. You do not really find some difficulties. Maybe you can just find one obstacle, which is language. However, the other stuff, if you can the language, then it will be also good for you. I mean, it's not easy, however, also not difficult.
Okay, thank you. Yeah. Is there any more questions? No. So thank you very much, Peri, Chen, and Janan